going on, guys? It's Caleb, or Namirine, back with another video, and in this one, we are talking about episode 5 of Clevatess. I'm a few days late on this video. I believe the episode came out about 2 days ago now, but if you watched my last video about Clevatess, you would know my general thoughts about this anime, but in case you haven't, I'll catch y'all up to speed. I think it's good. I think it's a really good anime. I think it's shaping up to be one of the more underrated animes of this season. And the main thing I really liked about it is how it's, instead of just pointless fighting and just, just big dick fights, I guess, this anime is taking its time to actually explain the world and flesh it out, making it a nice dark fantasy. And the thing is, this episode did that. It did just more of that, explaining other dark beasts. Well, actually not just dark beasts, other dark kings. We got that introduced. We also learned about Alicia's backstory, and actually the theory I had about it was confirmed. Granted, it was pretty obvious, and this episode actually talked more about the world than the others, as really there wasn't any fighting in this episode at all, to be honest. The only there was one fight, but you can't really call it a fight. It ended like in about a minute. But anyway, before we get in that, this video will obviously contain spoilers for episode 5 of Clevatess. So if you haven't watched it already, you should go and do that and then come back to this video. And also, for me, please like and subscribe. At the time of recording this video, I think I'm at 228 subscribers, so it'd be pretty cool if I could hit 230. And also, I made a Discord server if anyone wants to join that. You join it, we can talk more about Clevatess more in depth. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this video. The episode begins with Clen taking away Alicia's sword, Stream Slitter, because it stands out too much, and he doesn't want any more unwanted attention. This, of course, deeply upsets Alicia, but luckily for her, Clen does say that when the going gets too rough, he'll let her use it, and also, Nellaroo tells her that Master Vroko and Mother Karm actually had some pretty good swords in their office. But honestly, the timing for all this, sword exchange shit, couldn't be any worse, because they get pulled up on by Gart, and Gart really starts kicking their ass, because Clen, he isn't used to fighting in this body, and Alicia doesn't have her sword. So the last resort effort, Alicia uses a final technique, where she basically just drives every thought out of her mind, aside from killing intent. As she's about to drive the sword through Gart's neck, Clen actually stops her, and luckily for her, because Gart was about to tear her in half. The reason Clen did this was because this is basically all just one big misunderstanding. Gart actually isn't a human. Gart is a dark beast of the West, servant of Zavthir, the Dark King of the West, master of illusions. Here the actual banter begins. Now Clen doesn't reveal to Gart that he's actually Clevatess. He says that he is Clen, servant of Clevatess. Now that makes Gart kind of like a light bulb go off in his head. He basically says that Clevatess and Zavthir both share the same goal. They're both contemplating destroying humanity. Now this makes Clen get really surprised, because for one, Clevatess and Zavthir do not get along, and also Zavthir is kind of like an odd duck among dark kings and dark beasts. She actually kind of gets along with humans, especially in the West, because in the West, where the Ogreites live, they kind of worship her as a deity, and Zavthir just likes to observe humans, not really harm them in any way. With that, Gart actually reveals that recently, over about the past few days or so, dark beasts' children have actually been going missing. And of course, with dark beast children going missing, who are you going to blame? You're going to blame the humans. So Zavthir gave Gart the task of observing humans and trying to find evidence on this before they actually go and slaughter all of humanity. Clen, being the smart little dark beast that he is, he actually reveals a conversation that he had a couple days ago with Mother Karm. Well, it really wasn't a conversation, it was more of an interrogation, but basically during that conversation or interrogation, she revealed that Nell actually wasn't having all these stillbirths. She was actually killing them, but Mother Karm was the one killing the babies. Now, the reason for this was because Vroko would actually sell off the babies to these men in cloaks for their magic potential. Now, that being said, don't think Mother Karm's a good person for not getting the babies sold off. She is legit killing kids. Fuck Mother Karm. But anyway, with that, light bulbs begin to go off in Alicia's head, and she says that it sounds like something that they would do. Now, who is they, you might be asking? Well, they refers to the wizards. Now, wizards are a very new thing within this world. Magic is really just in the early stages, but there's one kingdom that has really adopted magic and wizards into their army, and that is the kingdom of Blet. But who leads the army of Blet? Who is the general of Blet? It is this guy, Drell. And guess who Drell is? Drell is the man who killed her father. Little funny thing, Clen then looks at her and is like, you came to kill me, but not the man who killed your father? What the fuck are you doing? But anyway, I was right. If you watched my last video, I had a theory that basically said that Drell was the guy who killed Alicia's father. So, I was right. Granted, calling that a theory really isn't, like, I feel like I'm kind of, like, watering down what theory means, considering when you see the flashback of her father getting killed, it's basically just Drell with slightly lower opacity and, like, a shadow thrown on top. And then when we see Drell, is like, in the next, like, little scene. So, really wasn't that hard to figure out, I guess. But, anyway, I got it right, which I think is pretty cool. We then cut over to the army of Blet, about to invade the kingdom of Hydrat, or Haydn? You know, I honestly don't remember if the name's Hydrat or Haydn. I know the king is called King Haydn, but Hydrat is also, I think, what the castle / city is called. To be honest, I probably should confirm that before I make this video. Anyway, we're just going to call it Haydn. But Blet is getting ready, the army of Blet's getting ready to invade Haydn, and basically because Haydn is the only place that can create the regalias. The forge that can craft regalias is within Haydn. So they're invading it, about to try and, I guess, take control of it to create regalia. And also because that is the oldest known magical item, the forge that creates regalia. And who can utilize the oldest magic item the best? The people that are currently adopting magic the best. And the episode ends off with this guy, Maynard Swan. This creepy-looking little motherfucker is actually the best wizard in the Blet army. And it ends with him going out to go and kill Clevatess, Alicia, and capture that little baby who's actually the heir to the Haydn throne. So yeah, that wraps up episode 5 of Clevatess. It was a pretty good episode. It definitely wasn't the best one yet. This episode was really kind of just a build-up, and setting the stage for the next one. And with that being said, the next episode is about to be fucking insane. We are going to get the best fight in this anime so far. We're going to get Maynard Swan, the best wizard of the Blet Kingdom, versus Clevatess, Alicia, and probably Gart as well. And honestly, I'm really wondering how that fight's going to play out, because I feel like Alicia is going to be kind of useless in this fight. And I say that for a few reasons. For one, wizards are being kind of hyped up to be, like, those guys, right? Like, it was said that a good wizard basically determines a battle. Like, if it's a 100v100 fight, and if this wizard's better than the other guy's wizard, that team is going to destroy. And since he is literally probably the best wizard within the story right now, Alicia's not going to be able to really do anything. Mainly because, she doesn't have her regalia. For one, her regalia is still lost at the Lunar Mountain, and her the new regalia that she found, Stream Splitter, is currently stored with Clevatess. She's only going to have that little shitty stored, and that's going to do nothing against a wizard who can probably just sit on a mountain 100 miles, or not 100 miles, like 100 feet away, and just go, fireball, 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 duct tape throw, and just fucking win. So I feel like Clevatess is going to be forced into revealing his true form to fight this guy, and with that, he'll obviously win, but it'll also reveal, to Nell that he is a Dark King, and it'll also reveal to Gart, likely, because Gart, I think, will be there for this fight, but it'll reveal to Gart that he's actually Clevatess, who is, in a way, technically his enemy, which will be really cool for not just the fight scene, of course, but it'll be a lot more, like, character, like, dialogue and progression that we'll get to see. And also, Zephyr looked sick. Yeah, we didn't get to see her, like, full design. We only got to see, like, the outline of her and parts of her powers. But with that, she looks like a human, kind of, right? She looks like a female girl, minus the wings, of course, which is going to be awesome. I have a feeling that Zephyr is going to be the #1 waifu in this anime, which, hey, I'm not complaining. I'm all about having a good amount of waifus. Shit, I made a One Piece waifu tier list a couple days ago. But aside from that, her abilities also look really sick. For one, we know she can, like, control illusions, but we got to see her wings, and her wings kind of looked like a seraphim angel, and that is sick. But yeah, that basically wraps up everything I had to say about this episode. I know it wasn't a lot, but really it was just a dialogue, like, lore-heavy episode. I'm sure next episode, there will be a lot more stuff to talk about, probably even a lot more theories to go over. With that, actually, though, I'm glad my one theory came true. Like I said, wasn't much of a theory, but still kind of cool when you get a theory right. Anyway, though, this basically wraps up the video. Please like and subscribe and join my Discord server, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.